Hi, thanks for joining the pudding demo. Today we are releasing Zapier Integration. And in this demo, I'll show you how we can automate POC workflows using Zapier. So we'll take one of the use cases. So for example, if I'm starting a new POC and I have a POC set up on EC2 instance on AWS, and I want to automatically start an EC2 instance the moment my POC goes into the active stage, let's say the implementation stage. And once I finish my POC and my POC goes into the completed stage, I automatically want to stop my EC2 instance. So I don't have to manually go start and stop instances when I'm running the POCs. So in this demo, I have a Zapier configured. So I have two Zaps, and let's go through the configuration. So in the first Zap, this is the Zap where POC, the trigger comes from the pudding. So when the POC moves to the active stage, it triggers and start of this instance. So it will automatically start the EC2, and you can see also the instance ID here. And we'll see the same instance ID soon in the AWS UI. And once it does that, it also sends a Slack message on the channel. So it tells me that there is a POC title and moved to this stage, and it started an EC2 instance. I have done the same thing exactly, but on the second one, I have, instead of starting, I'm stopping it. So once POC moves to a completed stage, the EC2 instance will automatically stop, and we will see a Zap triggering a Slack message for that. Both the Zaps are on. Let's quickly take a look at the EC2. So here is our EC2. So we can see the same instance ID. Currently it is stopped. So now let's go back on pudding, and we will, let's say, pick this proof of concept project POC, which is currently in queue, and we'll move it to the implementation, and we'll see a Slack message getting triggered, and the EC2 should start. So let's get started. So let me simply drag and drop this project. So now this project is in implementation, and if I go back here and I refresh the page, now my EC2 instance is starting. Now let's switch to Slack, and I can see that I have just got a Zapier push notification on Slack. It says application simulation at scale POC is moved to implementation stage, and it started the Zapier, it started the EC2 instance. Let's get back to the EC2, and it's running by this time, and our Zap just completed. So now what we'll do is we will now move this POC to completed stage, and that should trigger a stop of the EC2 instance and a Slack message. So I'm going to drop it here, and it will ask me if POC was, because it's completed, it's asking me the result. Let's call it, we won this POC. I'm going to save it. So my POC is, now I have won this POC. And let's go to the Slack first. So I go to Slack here, and I got another Zapier notification. It says application simulation scale, same POC project is now moved to completed, as marked as 1, and it is stopped the EC2 instance. It also sends me, pudding sends me another notification for Slack, which is a native Slack integration we already have in pudding. So when anything moves, POC changes, status changes, it sends those notifications as well. So now let's go to EC2 and see what our instance status is. So now you can see the instance is stopped here. So what we just saw is that we can automate these workflows easily using pudding triggers in Zapier, and we can use any tool that we are using. So it could be Zendesk, Jira, EC2, or any other pudding. The Zapier supports almost 1,500 plus applications. So now with pudding triggers, a lot of that POC data can be used in much more efficient way to run the POCs and automating the workflows. Thanks for watching the video. If you have any questions, please reach out to us at hello@pudding.app.